Greetings everyone, this is me, Zahra Berserk again. I had to leave my previous live stream because of Salahuddin saying something playing games and doesn't believe, believes blindly like the Quran ayat goes in Surah Baqarah. Now I've just received a WhatsApp message, hi. So I don't know who this is from and what game Salahuddin is playing here. And this number is from, I see, 90092 320. 320 is a code of which country? 0320. Country code. Minnesota. USA. Lelystad. UK. Phone number UK 0320 is a fake telephone number. Avoid unintentionally using real phone numbers. Okay. North Dakota, no. No. Area code 320 is the telephone numbering plan code. Oh, it's a fake number. Someone better. 9770919. Hi. Hello. Who are you? Okay, my mind just went berserk. Sorry, I'm not feeling well, and this person does not cooperate. Now I've received this from in my WhatsApp message from WhatsApp. Okay, I don't know who's playing games with me here. Who is this person in Dubai? Saima Peer or someone? This really like my case. I have this person. She has been after this. Now she's in Dubai. Something about her. I have stuff available, crystal, hashish, lyrica. I don't do hashish. Ugly. Ugly friend, betrayer. Headstrong, very stubborn. What's answering this person? 00923209770919. What's Larica? See, I was just saying there are these enemies. They want to create obstacles. I will report you. You're a drug dealer. I'm on YouTube. This person is a drug dealer. Hashish. Okay, so now I'm reporting you, but I don't know if I'm reporting you on YouTube live. I've given your number here. Okay, let me see. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Mute always the notifications. Okay. So there are really sick people outside here, and I have to do this to save those who would listen to reason. This is not an argument. Again, I'm going to say this because I don't want people's, don't want to, this is like it's not written, but it's not a debate. No, then I cannot use it as a discourse. It's not even a discourse. It's using reason, cooperating. How else would I put it? It's like this. So use reason and cooperate. We're learning here, and once we see something that is not right, which is at ayat, deaf, blind, dumb. You see, this is the argument God has used. This is the reason God has used. They are willfully deaf, dumb, and blind. So they will never return to the right path. You will grieve yourself to death. There's another ayat which says in the Quran that you will grieve yourself to death. They will not believe. Such people I've known in my life, like the Saima Peer and all, they will not believe. So you see, the Quran ayat itself says they are willfully deaf, dumb, and blind. This is about those like Salahuddin and Saima Peer and all, Muslims. 171 ayat of Surah Baqarah. The example of those who disbelieve, or now put it, believe blindly, without reason, and prove from Quran ayats discrepancies, is like that one who shouts or what hears nothing, but calls and cries, deaf, dumb, and blind, so they do not understand. Salahuddin, alaikum assalam again, what is this? Yes, why are you back? I requested you not to come here. So you see, and this is your example here. Please, no need for you to come here. If you're going to be deaf, dumb, and blind, no need for you to come here. Because you see, it really, I'm already sick and not well. I have this abuse coming in my mind. My mind is cracked. I just want to say weird things coming up in my mind. I've been through a lot, really. I had appealed to people to cooperate here, if they knew how to cooperate. But with these Muslims, some of them, they start to say bad words, or they come here. Although I say bad words, but not because you say something against my religion. Because you are imposing this religion, you're bringing memories of Ramadan, how are they, and this. What kind of questions are you asking me? Already I'm not well. So you see, I don't, dishonesty also, I gave it to Kalthofer. I'm not feeling well, so please don't push it with me. I dread Ramadan, I told you earlier. You know, the Muslims are fasting in the daytime, and I'm not a Muslim anymore. It's not a good time for me. Feeling very guilty when I was a Shia and I went mad. So you see, your own God, Allah, has said that people like you, who are the same as disbelievers, you know, because you're blind and like donkeys who have books on their backs, carry books on their backs, like they say about these types of Jews in Surah. So this one, Baqarah ayat 171, apply to you. People like you, Muslims like you, so they do not understand. Now, what more can I do for you here? You are the kind of person who's stubbornly sticking to your religion and bringing out what are your memories of Ramadan. Please, I don't want to go through those memories. I had a bad time. I've forgotten what memories of Ramadan. There were times when I used to have terrible headaches. I started to get terrible headaches. Sorry, I had to put something in my mouth. Very stubborn people. And I'm not here for arguments, but because the argument debate, it would be nice to have a discussion, learning together. Please, those Muslims, why don't you see? I have told the Shias also, don't be stubborn, please. As it is, it's very hard. Why do you want to bring Ramadan and memories of Ramadan? Do you still want me to say something you want to hear? My goodness, you look like you sound like a tyrant. You will never give your children or your friend any space, but to, you know, you will impose your religion in a very clever, cunning manner. May God, you know, I had this very hypocrite, but she was very nice. She has more friends than I have. She's very outgoing, clubbing, and this. She used to be. I don't know now. She's married. And she used to make a lot of friends. And you know, in our Irani, they say, Zaban Shiri Mulgiri. If you have a sweet tongue, you can just get the city, whole nation on your side. So, by good manners, sweet talk, and public relations, do you know about public relations? And how to make friends? You know this book? She said someone gave it to her, this girl, friend, woman, now in Dubai. She said someone gave her this book and she was like, you're giving this book to me. I know how to make friends. So stupid. Arrogant. How to make friends. A Syrian person in Dubai had given her this book, How to Make Friends. Deaf, dumb, and blind, so they do not understand. So if it's hard for you, look, brother. Oh, I'm sorry for that. Your forgiveness, please. God bless you. Thank you very much. Are you sorry about what? Yeah, that I had a terrible friend. Yeah, sure. Hypocrisy in the amazing hypocrisy. Very difficult, like with you. Now you're saying sorry. Please, brother, I also don't let me. I know you. I also apologize, and I mean it sincerely. You see, I'm not here. If the truth be against you, the Quran ayat says, I don't know where this Quran ayat comes from, whether he's stolen from the Jews, because Talmud stories are here, uninspired books of the Jews he's copied from. There's no substantial evidence, brother, that this Quran is a true book from Allah and it has not been copied from other books. You see, because look here, please cooperate. Let me help you. The irrelevant questions you didn't like. Oh, about the irrelevant questions that I didn't like, you are sorry about. Okay. Okay, so you've apologized. You come here, you apologize. Do you understand? Let me understand you. Let me get you. Brother, I really, and it really boils my blood here. I really want to help out Muslims. I'm not your enemy. I, can you explain it? Can you explain to me why you still would? You've been here, right? And you've been saying you're pleased to see my work is not in vain, this and that. You know I support my arguments, reasons, not arguments, reasons that I give here. Logic with proof from the Quran source. First and foremost, when it's absolutely necessary, we go to the, I know that is your perspective. No, it's not my perspective. You see, that is the problem. I now get your problem. You see, for the true book, there should be no perspective of anyone coming in. You see, there's an error. Okay, if your phone is showing error message, error, is it your perspective or is it the reality that the phone is showing error? Salahuddin says, okay. Do you get it? It's not my perspective. It's not my perspective. It's correcting how you have seen. It's your perspective, but the way you have been brainwashed, dogmatized. You know what dogma is? Brainwashed to see something which is not true, which is not authentic. It's not an authentic book. When the Quran ayat itself says that if there are much contradictions in the Quran, is God saying if there are much contradictions in the Quran, right? If God is saying, how God, how are we going to see? How are you going to find out? Is that your perspective? Would it be your perspective? Whose perspective would it be? Tell me. Good question put forth. You see, if God is saying in the Quran, if you find, let's put it this way, if you find contradictions in the Quran ayat, much, although this also I don't, much should be not. One contradiction and the Quran is gone. If you find contradiction much in the Quran ayats, in the Quran, whose perspective? Tell me. Is God saying from his perspective, or her perspective, or Zahra's perspective, or Salahuddin's perspective? No. There's no perspective here, no question of perspective. Right? What does God mean here? Through whose perspective? If you find contradictions and inconsistencies in the Quran, tell me. There is a Quran ayat on this, right? If you find much contradictions, what is your what way has God given us to find contradictions in the Quran? Huh? This is why. You see, I'm not bringing my perspective. Recently, what I said was different, but about the contradictions in the Quran, like now I can give my opinion on Surah. I've reached that level through step by step, because you see, if I had started with this, it would have been too much for the Muslims. Surah Sajda at 13, and then my opinion, and look at this, and Surah Araf. It's very difficult to prove like that, where God's, you see, here, very easy, starting from A, B, C, D. Tell me that is extreme Islam, which I am not. No, no, Salahuddin, you're not answering my question. Please, brother, you're not answering my question. I'm asking you, what is extreme Islam? I'm asking you about a contradiction in the Quran. How would you see it? In your perspective, or in the true light of contradiction itself? In the true light of consistency itself, you would see that, right? Not by our own personal ways or perspectives. And now you've come to that is extreme Islam, which I am not. You've just jumped. You're taking my blood out of this. You're draining my blood on this. You're a bloodsucker. I'm not talking right now about what is extreme Islam and whether you are an extremist or not. I'm talking about, you said, I know that it is your perspective. I'm talking about the ABCD, the Quran ayat, contradiction, inconsistencies. Yes, a genuine contradiction would refute Islam. Okay, in your matter, what is a genuine contradiction? What is a genuine contradiction? Like contradiction being, looking at it, right? As contradiction, not through my perspective. Do you think this is a genuine book? Because I don't know how to come about with you. You see, you will give me tafsirs, you'll make me go to tafsirs. Now, in order to know the true contradiction, we cannot rely on those religious scholars, Muslim religious scholars, who have held on to Islam, overlooking the contradictions in the Quran, first of all. So you cannot tell me that we depart from this Quran ayat and we go to the tafsir. You see, what you would be doing is a fallacy. You're taking a tafsir outside of the Quran to explain the contradiction in the Quran. What you need to do is explain from, if there are two contradictions like I showed you, Then you explain to me through another Quran ayat, not by taking the tafsir of some religious scholar or through a hadith. There are contradictory hadiths too. A genuine contradiction is that which is irreconcilable in every way. Okay, now you said it, right? Irreconcilable in every way. Now tell me, is this not Surah Mujadila ayat 2? When you read the Quran ayat, don't take me to the... So it is irreconcilable in every way through the Quran ayats, right? Don't take me to the tafsirs explaining why Mu'mineen, God has made the Prophet's wives Mu'mineen. But take the Quran ayat. Through the Quran ayat. When I come to the tafsir, let's make it very... So don't bring tafsirs, right? What is a tafsir? If a tafsir is contradictory to the Quran ayat, you reject that. You reject the hadith also that is contradictory to the Quran ayat. So you can't bring such hadiths which are contradictory to Quran ayats against two contradictory Quran ayats, explaining it away with your hadiths. Understand Salahuddin. Understand the method. Very, very simple. Right? You can't explain a hadith which contradicts Surah Mujadila ayat also by giving that reason that it is okay for Allah to tell us to take Ummul Mu'mineen, Prophet's wives, as the mothers of the believers. You cannot do that, explaining it away through the tafsir. Do you understand? Now I've gone through this with you. So you say a genuine contradiction is that which is irreconcilable in every way. Right? Now let me tell you, if a hadith which says the reason why God made these Ummul Mu'mineen, this, hadith cannot explain away, but that is a metaphorical against literal distinction. What do you mean metaphorical? It's as plain as it gets in Surah Mujadila. There is nothing metaphorical in this. Now you're going to metaphors. This is about a law. It's not about the sun coming down in murky waters. A law is distinct, clear. Excuse me, Salahuddin, but that is metaphorical. No, that is not metaphorical. It is a law against the disbelievers who used to do this. And God says that your mothers are the ones who have given you birth. You say with your mouth. How can you take this metaphorically? Look at what this guy is saying here. But that is a metaphorical against literal distinction. The title Mother of the Believers. No. It's metaphorical in what way? You mean, no. God has said in no way can you call. You see how metaphorical. They metaphorically used to say to their wives, do you think that they used to take their wives literally as mothers when they used to divorce them? No, it was a metaphorical saying. Yes, the title of Mother of the Believers. So Salahuddin, brother, if you say that God says this is metaphorical against literal distinction, then that was also in Surah Mujadila ayat 2, metaphorically saying it, that they used to say their wives are zihar as the backs of their mothers. Like, that's metaphorical, right? Like the backs of their mothers. So you know this much metaphor. What is a metaphor? Like the backs of their mothers. And yet they were blamed as liars, speaking untruth, falsehood, speaking falsehood, metaphorically even, because they did not take their wives as their mothers after the divorce. It would just metaphorically mean in Surah Mujadila ayat 2. Ayat 2. Do you not agree, Salahuddin, that in Surah Mujadila ayat 2, those disbelievers, pagans or polytheists, used to metaphorically say that you are, when they wanted to divorce their wives, that you are like the backs of my mother. Like, as if you are like the backs of our mother. Do you understand this, Salahuddin? They also used to say it metaphorically. But they were called liars, speaking untruth. What else? Surah Mujadila. Please open Surah Mujadila at 2. What do they say? Metaphor is like the back of my mother. You are like, as if. You are not my mother. You are like the back of my mother. That is explained how they used to divorce in Surah Azab. You are like the back of my mother. What is zihar? Pronouncing your wife as if the back of my mother. I'm waiting for your reply, Salahuddin. Surah Mujadila ayat 2. Let me open it in another tab here. Do you see this? Open it online, please. Please. Please have a look at it. Please answer me. Do you think I'm wasting all this time? Please answer me, Salahuddin. You see, when you say please and sorry, do you really mean it? Now you are taking a lot of time. Surah Mujadila. Okay, 2, ayat 2. You said a genuine contradiction is that which is irreconcilable in every way. But that is about the wives of the Prophet, the mothers of the believers, is a metaphorical. It is metaphorical against literal distinction. Now, the meaning of zihar. Please look at Surah Azab ayat also. What is the meaning? Look at the footnote here. Go to Quran.com. Footnote. The saying by a husband to his wife, you are to me like the back of my mother. Are you the back of my mother? No, you are not. It is metaphorically said here. Like the back. When you write poetry, metaphorical. The sky is like, the clouds are like these white cotton. The sky, the clouds in the sky, very, very simple. I've been a poet. I've written poetry. The clouds in the sky, at least this much I know, are like, and I've even studied poetry in my BA, intermediate in Pakistan, St. Joseph's College, Karachi. The clouds in the sky are like cotton. Do you want me to open? Open it, please. You open it. Now you said this, right? You said this. Let me just. Oh. Wait. I want to take a screenshot of this. Just here. Brother, look, I really want the best for you to leave when you see falsehood. Very good. You're guiding me. Now, thank you for this guidance. Right? Your English is better than mine. So first he said, I know that it is your perspective. I said, no. What is a contradiction? How will you see it in the Quran, a contradiction, since there's ayat? So he says, yes, a genuine contradiction would refute Islam. Again, you're taking me back to Surah Mujadala, ayat 2, and Surah Azab, ayat 6, right? A genuine contradiction is that which is irreconcilable in every way. But that is a matter. You said when God says that I made the wives of the wives of the Prophet are your mothers, believers' mothers. That is metaphorical. Now come here to Surah Mujadila, and you can also open the one mentioned, Zihar mentioned in Surah Azab, the ayat on that. See the footnote here in Quran.com, like. This is not my perspective. Now you look at the contradiction for what it is. Oops. I want to take a screenshot. Oh God. It's not easy. Okay. Now I go. Please, I've done a lot of work on this, trying to help the Muslims sincerely, genuinely. I'm not using my perspective. Every time you come here, you say something wrong against me. Try to defeat my purpose. This is not my perspective. What contradiction actually is in the Quran ayat. What contradictions mean, what contradiction inconsistencies mean. You've said it. Now please stay here. Please stay here. I use many, many hours with you. And this is not argument. You see what I'm doing? I don't want to, okay? Remember, this is not an argument, no ego. This is for the sake of truth and guiding people to where they were misguided. Because a lot is at stake. Following a false religion, you will miss out on the true guidance and who you truly are. I want to save the Muslims from this. You see, what do the footnotes say here? Oh God, this smoke is... I'm very stressed. Zihar, what is zihar? Those who pronounce zihar among you, the saying by a husband to his wife, you are to me like like the back of my mother. What did you say here? But that Prophet Muhammad's wives becoming mothers of the believers in Surah Azab are metaphorical against literal distinction. Is this a literal distinction, or isn't this metaphorical? They're just saying they're not literally taking their wives as their mothers. They're not even saying you are my mother. They're saying you're like the back of my mother. Look at this. Like the back of my mother. This is the true meaning. This is the true meaning of zihar mentioned here in the ayat. Those who pronounce zihar among you from their wives to their wives, from to their wives, not they are their mothers, not their mothers are, except those who gave them birth. And indeed, they surely say an evil, not only a falsehood, but it is evil. Now would you not leave Islam, see the truth and leave it because it's a false religion? What did you say? A genuine contradiction is that which is irreconcilable in every way. Right? So if there's a genuine a genuine contradiction, you said before this, would refute Islam. Yes. You said, Salahuddin, you said yes. A genuine contradiction would refute Islam. Would refute Islam, right? Look at it. This means this is a genuine contradiction. Surah Mujadila ayat 2. Not only is it evil, what they say, which is metaphorical, which is not, they also don't say it literally, meaning they are their mothers. In fact, they say they are the backs of their mothers. Even that point. Now, will you not see this in against Surah Azab ayat, the Prophet's wives? Now you cannot refute this. You've seen a clear contradiction I've shown you, not through my perspective, through contradiction's perspective. What is contradiction in the Quran ayat? Surah Azab verse 36. The Prophet is more worthy of the believers than themselves, and his wives are their mothers. In the position, however you may say it, even if you bring tafsirs, hadiths, how it should be taken. What did I say? But even if you do, it doesn't matter. Because they even didn't mean literally their mothers. The Prophet is more worthy of the believers than themselves. Their wives are their mothers. Not in the position even, that's in brackets. But here we see and his wives, the Prophet's wives, are their mothers. The believers' mothers, right? Are their mothers. So however the tafsirs would say to take it, doesn't really matter. Because against Surah Mujadila and even the zihar that is mentioned in this surah, it says like the backs of the mothers. And then if you look at Surah Mujadila 2, they even don't take their wives literally as their mothers. They're just divorcing their wives metaphorically, saying indirectly that they are like the backs. And they're not even saying you are like my mother. They're saying you are like the back of my mother. Surah Mujadila 2. So a true contradiction is that which is irreconcilable in every way. And this, I've shown you a true contradiction between Surah Mujadila, Ayah 2, objectionable statement. And indeed, they are saying an objectionable statement and a falsehood. Or evil, munkaran. What's nakir and munkar is evil? An evil of the word. They're seeing an evil of the word and a lie. You see this? Evil, munkaran, an evil of the word and a lie. Now, I've shown you through your own explanation of what is a contradiction, a genuine contradiction, in the Quran ayat. Thank you for your help. Your English is better. Now you explained it. What is a true contradiction? What would be a true contradiction? Not through my perspective or some religious scholar's perspective or some Muslim's perspective. It would truly make Islam the Quran. Then you take this ayat. Not only refute Islam, it would make what, if you find much contradiction in the Quran, what would it make the Quran? From other than Allah. And we found a genuine contradiction, not even through my perspective. If you find contradiction in the Quran, now please answer me. You've got to answer me. Now it is your duty to answer. Yes or no? Islam is false? Yes? It is other than Allah. I don't remember, sorry, other than Allah. The number of the ayat or in which surah it is. Surah Nisa 82. Then do they not reflect upon the Quran? If it had been from any other than Allah, they would have found within it much contradiction. Is one contradiction not enough between these two ayats? Surah Azab ayat 6 and Surah Mujadila ayat 2. And your definition of contradiction, a genuine contradiction, you said would refute Islam. Not my perspective. Surah Nisa ayat 82. Then do they not reflect upon the Quran?
القرآن يتدبرون
Ponder.
القرآن ولو
If and if
كان
it had been
من
of,
عندي
from,
غير
غير Allah,
الله
Allahi, other than Allah,
لوجدوا
surely they would have found in it
فيه اختلافا
اختلافا, contradiction,
كثيرا.
كثيرا. Now one contradiction, isn't it enough? Huh? Is this contradiction not enough in the Quran? It would have been from other than Allah, right? Now, is it not from other than Allah? Salahuddin, waiting for your answer here. Waiting for your answer. Where are you? Can you hear me, Salahuddin? Where are the comments gone? You've done something to my youth. What's this? Waiting for your answer. Huh? This is my live stream, right? Surah Baqarah, yes. Why aren't the live, where's the, oh yeah, here it is. Now tell me. Please tell me. Salahuddin, I'm waiting. If you come back and say, sorry, I went away, no excuses now. Look, I've taken many, many hours with you here. Why are you silent? Are you afraid to accept this? You know at what cost? This means you are not brave. I have put my blood, sweat, my life at risk to help the Muslims. Also to make you see the most stubbornest of the most stubborn Muslims. You say things against Shias. You are a Sunni, you don't believe this, that. You said what not. Again, this time you said, here. Okay, I accept your apologies. Now, please, can you accept what I've shown you through your own meaning of contradiction, not my perspective? I know that it is your perspective. Every time you come here, you go against me saying argument. I know it is your perspective. That is extreme. I said I'm not saying about extreme Islam or you being an, against Shias because you are an extremist. I didn't say this. I was talking about Surah Mujadila ayat. Yes, a genuine contradiction would refute Islam. A genuine contradiction is that which is irreconcilable, irreconcilable in every way. Salahuddin himself has said this. Salahuddin says, but that is a metaphorical against literal distinction, i.e. meaning the title of mother of the believers. Surah Azab ayat 6. I showed you the same is true if you say this, or even if you bring hadiths. I showed you Surah Mujadala 2. They also did not take, pagan polytheists did not take their wives literally as their mothers. They just declared them to be and also like the backs of their mothers. Like would be metaphorical, right? I showed you through an example telling you in the clouds are like cotton. So you've just tried, I don't want to say you, but I don't want to say much. I just want to show you. Salahuddin, can you please now give your answer here? Is this Quran isn't this Quran from other than Allah then? Isn't this Quran from other than Allah? Please, I request you. I'm waiting. I'm waiting, Salahuddin. I'm not feeling well. Please don't waste. I'm really like, my blood, my energy when I feel like, oh, I'm bleeding from inside. Please, I'm waiting. How many hours? I don't like waiting. It makes me really bad. 57. Please, I'm waiting for your answer here. I can't keep doing this. It took a lot when I was thinking of my previous live stream, previous one, also the one previous to it. Please, coming here at 2 in the morning, my neighbors, I've got to save the Muslims because if I lose, I have trouble in mind. Okay, I have to say it like this. I have to come here. I can't wait. I can't wait. I have to say it. 2 o'clock in the morning, come here. After being like no breakfast, nothing, just tea. Please, then coming back 3 in the morning, taking a break. Now coming back again early morning. Mood off there. It's not my perspective. You know this. I'm glad you apologized. But please see this because why can't you say it? Every time you agree with me on certain matters, and then what you do is you come back and you say you're a Sunni Muslim and Salam and how was Ramadan. Although now, please remember the apologies. Now you've apologized. Now don't come back and remind me of my former religion, Ramadan and this, and you're Sunni, and why this, and your perspective, and your argument. That's not my style. I said, no, it is not my perspective. No answer. You see, why aren't you giving me an answer? I don't know what the others would say, but this is terrible. He doesn't want to accept it. That means he's very stubborn. Still stubborn, huh? Still stubborn. Still can't accept it. Can't say yes. Yes, you're right. This is a genuine contradiction in the Quran ayats between Surah Mujadala 2 and Surah Azab ayat 6. Oh my goodness. You see, this kind of a thing I don't understand. For the truth, even if the truth be against you, Quran ayat, It may be hurting you, it has hurt me, you know what I left behind. नाना तेरे रोज़े ते हाल sunavan. Bibi Suhra, Imam Hussein is leaving her. Rajab, what? Miraj, after Miraj, 28th Rajab, 27th Rajab. Rawangi, Imam Hussein is leaving Bibi Suhra. My hair turns. You know what I'm leaving behind, what I left behind. How painful it is every time I see mistakes in the Quran. And I have to come and correct. I'm not feeling well, I feel I have cancer or something. Not only a mental illness induced by black magic, through black magic. And my explanation, my way, the word is not, now I'm too distressed. I need a break, but you haven't answered. I want to hear it from you, Saladin. Because as I have been in pain coming here, I am talking. You just need to type. This Quran is from other than Allah? Yes. So this contradiction is not my perspective. According to your own definition of what is a true contradiction in the Quran and how to see it and how to tell. So you help me with this, but you wouldn't accept it. You see, I'm here making it easy for you. If that would make it easy for you. And if you are in trouble, you would be in trouble, then don't say it, yes. Because in the country you live in, you said you're from Saudi Arabia. Okay. So because of that, or whatever your case is, your family members, I thought you came from a very lenient Saudi background because you said we don't force people and this and that is an extremist, what, against the Shias, some Muslims say. Okay, shall I give you time for this to sink in? But at least for now, even in this shock, you and I come here to show you a true contradiction in the Quran, not my perspective. And you can't even say yes here, I'm right. Okay, I need a break. I can't wait like this. Sorry, I'm not feeling well. I can't wait.